it's interesting because obviously that's been a lot of our focus and a lot of the time that we've been talking. And when you look at our first half versus second half, it's night and day. So one of the things I think we need to do is we need to play better in the first half. And then secondly, we need to get the ball side to side because that's usually a good indicator that we're going to get a good attack. So I do think there's a little bit to that. You know, it may not mean that we're second like we've been the last few years, but I do think that, you know, side to side movement often precedes paint attacks often precedes good shots.
Is that part of having a different process? Is that part of the figuring each other out process right now?
Probably a little bit, but you know, we should be making progress in that regard. And again, we're doing enough in the third and fourth quarters to indicate that.
He really went on his Facebook.
Coach, what makes Aaron Gordon so tough to defend?
Well, Aaron's, you know, obviously Aaron is one of the elite athletes in the league. Aaron plays the position and has the skill set that everybody's looking for. He's a guy that, you know, can guard ones, he can guard fives, he can play in the pick and roll, he can catch and shoot, he can post, he can cut. You know, he had double figures points on cuts against Minnesota last game. So he's a heck of a tough guy to guard. He's really continues to improve. And that's pretty predictable. I mean, he was a guy that, you know, you thought would become pretty good once he got comfortable in this league.
Vucevic, he just is a guy to shoot
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot like Al, right? It's a lot like guys that play the five that now really make you a for him. You know, he's always had an unbelievable touch, and so you knew that he would be able to extend it pretty easily. And for him to shoot the way he's shooting and as freely as he's shooting, while still being the post threat that he is, you know, he's a tough cover. He's having a great year.
Do you anticipate you guys being any more relaxed to start the game just because of the streak is in the past? Or is that just a mental thing that we focus on more than the players do?
Well, I don't know about, I don't think it's good to be relaxed ever. So I would say no. But I think the biggest thing is that we need to be focused on how we can continue to play as well as we can. I said the other night, the resolve and the grit of this team has been pretty special throughout the first 19 games. What that means moving forward, we'll see. But I think we've got to play better basketball for more portions of the game. And I didn't think the streak took any like emotional toll or mental. Again, I didn't hear anybody talking about it. We were just kind of staying in the moment, playing the next game. So we got to focus, continue to focus on that.
What is this?
Go ahead.
What does this team need to do to get off to a quicker start?
We need to play better offense. Like we talked about earlier, I think we need to focus on, you know, being a little bit more crisp on that end. And then, you know, hey, against these teams, against a team that's coming off a performance like they had in the fourth quarter the other night, with all their starters on the court almost the whole time, you know, you're going to have to break the rhythm defensively. Had no idea. So I don't really pay attention to our uniform colors unless we're throwing it to the wrong team over and over, which becomes a problem.
When they do the change over here, how does that affect you guys in terms of
Well, you know, if we had a couple of days off prior to, we may have shot around at 11. But getting in late on Wednesday night, didn't want to get them up again this morning. Thought rest was really important. So we did a film session here, you know, as they were starting to do the court. We walked through in one of our old media partition over there that we use for the playoffs, and you know, we've done that in the past when we've turned it over for hockey games. So just part of it. Man, that's a tough question. I think so. I think so. Obviously Gordon not, but Shane on when he got hit in Miami, fell awkwardly, almost like a whiplash type thing. So he is, I think, questionable. But he's going to go through his pregame stuff and see how he feels. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Should have started.